Hey, good morning everybody on Facebook. As promised, I was going to show you an update of my aquaponics system and kind of give you an update about what I'm doing with it and how it's progressing so far. Right now, it still stands as a major success. So my tilapia that I have down here in the pen, they've actually had babies, and I have 3 extra tilapia now since I talked to you last. So they're comfortable and they're reproducing, and I haven't lost a single one. So that's a really good sign that the system is working well. As you can see, my plants have taken off like crazy because the plants use the fish water to hydrate themselves. What happens is the plants will actually clear all the toxins from the fish poop, and they use it as fertilizer. So we still have our red peppers right here. Then we have our zucchini plant. You can see the zucchini growing right there. We've got a little baby zucchini. And these are constantly producing. These are the large bell peppers right here. We have a green and another green one there, and then a red one's coming back up. And then our tomato plant, which is ginormous. So all of that in the back is tomato, and it's reached all the way through the netting, and it's still thriving like crazy. So this is a really good proof of concept.
What's this one?
Oh, this one right here. This is a special cactus that produces dragon fruit. Okay, so we found a guy locally. That's where I found a lot of my plants, just local sellers. And he was selling dragon fruit. So it's a cactus, so it doesn't really like too much water. So what I like to do is just use my hose, and I just water it a little bit, about twice a week. And soon we'll have cactus fruit growing, and I can plant this once it's established. I'll plant it somewhere else in the yard. The lava rock is still working really good. It's still really lightweight. It doesn't have any moss or any mold growing on it. So the pump that I use, it's a 550-gallon pump. It only uses 30 watts, so it's constantly filling up the bed full of water. And then over on the other side, I have a special valve that automatically activates. There's no machines, no electricity. It's just through vacuum and water pressure. And once the bed gets to a certain height, that valve opens up and it drains it completely. So that's what's super important about this system, is the water will fill up, and then you got to drain it. And then you got to fill it back up, and then you got to drain it. But if you keep a constant amount of water in the grow bed, your plants will rot just like a swamp. Okay? So we've had such great success with the fish multiplying and with the vegetables. They taste fantastic. And so what we've done is we went ahead and we're going to expand the operation. And I have a step-by-step how to make this system and the prices and everything like that. But I'm going to do it again. So I'm going to do another how-to video on how to replicate this build, because I know it works so well and the location in my yard is so perfect. I went ahead and we're going to expand it to 3 units. So we're going to have this, but now we have 2 other grow beds in the making. I just picked these up last night from a local seller. Okay, don't make the mistake of buying a tote that has some nasty chemical in there. I just did that last week and I got burned, because, meaning, I didn't physically get burned, but whatever they put in the tote was not safe to use in this type of setup. So if you're going to build a setup like this, please get a super clean, like not even used one. It's not worth it. If you start with a bad tote, you're not gonna win at all. Okay, so we're gonna expand to 3 totes now. Each tote will contain about 15 tilapia, so that's 45 tilapia in just this small area, plus the amount of grow bed that we're gonna have on top. And so I'm really excited about how well it's working out. If you have any questions, feel free to ask on the comment section, because I've been doing this for so long, I kind of forget about the questions that come with it, because I've just been doing this for so long. And then the koi pond, that one's doing really well. If you want to come take a look at the koi pond, the bees, they keep coming, they keep drinking from there.
Oh, there goes a cactus ring.
So I just fed the fish this morning. Let's see if we can push it aside and see if we can see some.
Oh.
Oh, there's
That
Mr. Noodle. I'll try not to make wrinkles in the water. Got Mr. Noodle, and then the koi typically will hide into the deeper waters. But again, just really healthy plants. Take a look at the root ball. Okay, these were made just about 2 weeks ago, so they're actively growing. Right now in Arizona, it's a really good temperature for your aquatics. It's only hitting 99. So even with the nasty weather, the fish are still thriving. Let's see if we can't chase some of the koi out. I spent a lot of money on the koi, so I want to use them as much as I can. And again, I'm pushing these plants, and all the bees are on there, but they really don't care. Haven't been stung by a bee yet, and I've sat by thousands of them. Alright, so they're playing hard to get. Not a big deal. You can see the little baby mosquito fish.
Little baby.
Can you see it?
I don't know if you can see it on camera.
But yeah, so everything's working out really good. We're not going to pull any food out of this system. This is just for entertainment purposes.
I can't really see the koi in there.
Okay. So we do have some seeds we bought over at Home Depot. We're going to start germinating the seeds and have them sprout so we can transplant them into the grow beds. Remember, you can really start with anything soil-based, like the tomatoes and the peppers, and then the other peppers and the zucchini. They all came in soil pots. So what you do is you grab that root ball and you bounce it up and down in a 5-gallon bucket of water, and that will help pull the dirt off of the roots. And then you pull the lava rock back and you drop that root ball down there, and then you cover the roots with the rock. So the rock becomes the new soil, and that's how you can pretty much take any plant besides cactuses and transplant them into your bed, and you'll have crazy cool results just like that. That's not even stopping, like it's going to keep growing. So I'm kind of excited to see the size of these tomatoes when the temperature cools down a little bit more, and it's going to be an awesome day. So this is one of our ways that we've at our house we have priorities that we focus on to help kind of keep our momentum moving forward, especially when things are crazy outside in society with everything going on. Focusing on your family, that's our #1 priority, making sure our spouses feel loved and taken care of, and then also making sure our kids are listened to and that they have a chance to voice their concerns and their thoughts. So that's our #1 priority. The second priority is making sure that we're providing, we're able to sustain ourselves. So if things go really bad in the country and the grocery stores lock down or anything like that, or even if you need medicine, can you live in a lockdown if you don't have food and you don't have medicine? So that was one of the things we talked about as a family, to see, how serious do we need to take this? And with the things going on, we felt impressed that it is super important that we at least be able to self-sustain at some level of our own food. So with all the fires and the floods and the hurricanes knocking out all the crops in the Midwest and everywhere around the U.S., it just makes sense that you would want to do something to protect your family. If all of a sudden, what if they just closed all the doors the next day?
Rachel says, do you worry about mosquitoes?
Mosquitoes, no, absolutely not. Good question. The reason why I don't care about the mosquitoes is because I put mosquito fish, which I breed here in the koi pond. I grab about 15 to 20 out of there, and I put them in with the tilapia. So they are called mosquito fish. They come from Florida, and that's exactly what they feed off of, is small larvae that try to grow in water. So that's a really good question, and see, I forget about that stuff. So I too thought, what about the mosquitoes? But with the mosquito fish taking care of that, I don't have to worry about it myself.
And then she says, I thought tilapia weren't a good fish to consume.
Nope. So again, the tilapia fish is a really good fish to eat. It's widely produced and it's very hardy.
If you can do it yourself.
If you can do it right. So that's why I say start with clean totes, so that the fish, all they're doing is eating the food that you put in. and then all the waste goes up into the plants, and the plants use it as fertilizer. So tilapia is actually a very hardy fish. I've had them out here in 120-degree temperature with just the styrofoam to act as a cooling barrier, and they survive. So yeah, they are good to eat. They do taste good, and they are very tough. When it comes to being stressed out, they can typically work through it. They haven't eaten each other, or they don't have any growths or anything like that. So at my next video, I will pull some of the tilapia out, and we'll measure them and weigh them and see if any are ready to harvest. Because one of our jokes is we call this our fish taco stand. So fish taco meaning all the fish comes from the bottom, and then all of the taco ingredients come from the top. So it's kind of a fun way to make kind of a, it's laborious, but not so bad. I'm kind of lazy naturally, so I always look for the simplest way of doing things. And but the benefits of having this in just my backyard, and all I have to really do is put some water through the hose into the tank when it evaporates, and then I have to trim the plants basically at this point. So that's why we're going to expand now into 3 other grow beds, because it just works so well, and the produce and the fish are phenomenal. So look forward to that in my next video. I'll actually pull some of the fish out and we'll take a look at them.
Cool.
Have a good day, y'all.